Okay, friends. It was time to flip the hair sides. Um yeah, so here we are, here we are for the last one of this part of the segment. It is Sunday, which means it's time for a Stashcast. For those of you who don't know, my name is Aradia Nawari. I'm your resident witch and creatrix over at Aradia's Hand and Danae's Divine, where I create myth, magic, and meaning for your everyday life through art, intuition, and energy work. And on Sundays, I like to do a little thing called Stashcast. So, I have been doing this for a while, but I've been doing this segment for an even longer period of time. When people talk about stash and the fiber community, a lot of times what they're talking about is yarn, fabric, beads, buttons, what have you, things that you make stuff with. But there's also the tools, which we are going to be starting next week. God's willing. So anyway, the important thing here is I expanded mine to include tools, and then I started focusing on groups of things together, and this has been just long and drawn out, and it is just amazing. That we're almost done now with the fiber portion of our series, which is great. Because I happen to know where all the tools are. I didn't know where all the thread was. And that one thing of yarn, that was such a nightmare, y'all. It was such a nightmare, and I finally found it. So anyway, because of that, because of delays, this, that, and the other, this happened. So this is to inspire you. This is to give you ideas. This is to show you behind the scenes and curtains, because the reality is, when you're trying to learn about stuff, especially obscure stuff like this, sometimes it's difficult to find somebody current, somebody relatable, maybe somebody who has a presence talking about it, because it's either a very high form of art, it is a hobby, or it is a research website and it's really old. And so like sometimes it's hard to find stuff. So it's really neat to find somebody who's like actively doing it, actively working on it. Although granted, this one I don't do as much as some of the other things that I do, but I think it's still important. So without further ado, we're talking about this messy little buddy right here. So this is the white. Don't ask me why it's so messy, because I gotta tell you, I don't know. I haven't made anything with this. Why is it a mess? And the black was like, oh, you're a mess. I'm worse. This looks like this because I have made stuff with it, and this got all tangled. So this is, see if I can say it right. It is DMC's Spécial Dentelles 80. Okay, so here's a funny thing about that. For the life of me, I couldn't remember whether this is size 80 thread or size 100. I kept like writing down 80/100 question mark for months because I couldn't find it, and I don't know where the packaging is, and oh my gosh. So yeah, but this stuff this stuff is such, it's basically it's like fat sewing thread, like really. It's what it's feeling like. But I don't know where I got this, and I'm pretty sure it only came in black and white. And I don't, and here's the thing, this right here is the end of bobbins. That's what this is. So if you can see that knot right there, that, friends, is from where it was cut and wound on 2 bobbins. And so yeah, that happened. And this is just, I don't know how it got tangled. I really don't. But, you know, it's thread. It does that. So yeah. Anyway. This has been used several times. And the reason there is so, because this is what's like basically left of the, there might be some on, there may be some on some bobbins still. I think this is most of the bobbins, but I can't be 100% sure. I'm going to, because I can't help myself, try to untangle this while I talk to you. I can't be sure because I can see I can see my bobbin lace like pillows, my little work surfaces from where I'm sitting. And I'm thinking to myself, well, are there any bobbins up there? And I'm like, you know what? I don't actually know. Don't ask. It's been a really long time since I've touched this, to be honest with you. So I don't know what's going on anymore. Other than, oh my gosh, it's a mess. So, I got this either from AC Moore or Michaels. I think, was it two videos ago, we were talking about the DMC Pearl Cotton, the size 12. That I know I've seen. Like I had recently, a little bit before that video, actually gone into a Michaels and purposefully looked to see if I could find and just look at their thread stash, because I'll go like just looking randomly, and I did find it, and I'm pretty sure I found the red in an 8, but also a 12, the black and white in a 12. I don't know if I found the black and white in a I don't know if I found the black and the white in an 8 or not, but I do know that I saw all of them in a 12. I do know that. But I don't think I saw any of this. So this may have been at AC Moore, which is long since like closed, unfortunately. So there's that. Sad face. Honestly, there was a lot of overlap between Joanne, AC Moore, Michaels, Ben Franklin, which is a freaking throwback to North Carolina. I don't know that they exist anymore. I feel like AC Moore and Ben Franklin was like almost exactly the same story. It was just in different places. So let's see. Now, here's the funny thing. Like, I was like super sure that I got it from Michaels. And then as I was like writing this out, I was like, did you though? Did you? And I'm like, I don't know. It's too late. I've already written it. Whatever. I'm not going to edit it. What's more is, I very confidently, in the text below this video, say that this is definitely for bobbin lace. Like, that's what this was labeled for. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. So I'm going to confidently tell you in this video that I think what the packaging says, and I don't know where it is, so I can't tell you for sure. I'm pretty sure this is labeled as tatting thread. Now, like, the funny thing about that, though, is, as I have said across all of these videos, you can use any of these threads for anything that you want to, like, truly. As long as the tool or the pattern suits or can be modified to suit the size of the thread, it really doesn't much matter. And like things with like tatting, if you needle tat, then you have to have the right size needle. But like if you shuttle tat, the size of your shuttle matters really only for how much thread you can put on it, not necessarily what size the thread needs to be. Obviously, like, it does matter, but it doesn't. So, yeah, the whole thing with the shuttles is, I know we're not talking about shuttle tatting. I know we're not, but we are. The whole thing with the bobbin is, a smaller bobbin will not hold a whole lot of large fiber. That's it. That's really, like, you will get way more of this on the same bobbin than you will this. And that's because this is a lot thicker than that is. That's it. That's the difference right there, friends. So technically it doesn't matter what size the bobbin is, as long as it can accommodate the amounts. And if you want like constant ends, I mean, you can put less on it if you really wanted to. I don't know why anybody would want to do that. That's gross and weird. But anyway, so the reason this is a mess, the reason this exists, matches my hair, is because I have made not one, not two, but a third one that you can't see because I didn't bring it out. Which is terrible because it's the one that's finished. So these are Foray. This is a bracelet, which we can see. It's nice. It's nice. And as scratchy as this feels, it doesn't feel scratchy wearing it. Like, because it's not like you're not sitting there rubbing it on your skin, I guess. So yeah. Looks really nice though. Anyway, really excited about it. So here's the thing with this. The finished one has like silver findings, and is in a bag so that it's protected from oxidizing as quickly. And that's also why these aren't finished, because I'm going to use that one as the advertisement for all of them. And this is also something, of course, that could be made longer. And I did think about making it into a choker. I don't know if that's going to work out. But the real thing is, this works wonderfully for bobbin lace. Like, it's really doing it. And it does have a springiness to it. So, last week, what we talked about was the Handy Hands Lisbeth. And I was thinking to myself, man, you know, this is just too springy. This doesn't work. And I'm thinking to myself, I mean, maybe the pattern just needed to be bigger, because this is also pretty springy. And it's thin. And I know how big the pattern is. The pattern is not very big. It's pretty small. And that worked. And I don't know what I made them relative to one another, but I feel like the pattern maybe just needed to be a little bigger. But I don't know that the Handy Hands was like a bad thread choice, like truly. So there's that. That's pretty much it though. But for me, like I said, I'm using this for bobbin lace. I think it turned out really lovely. Like, I mean, you gotta tell me, you can't tell me that it doesn't look nice. It does look really nice. And like, it's keeping its integrity. Like, even when you stretch it, it doesn't like jack up anything really, which is great. I think that's the top. I honestly can't be sure. I don't know that it matters. Like, I guess it does matter. Does it though? Does it matter? Maybe. Maybe it does. I don't know. I guess if it's sideways, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. I'm going to be quiet now. But, yeah. So, I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This probably is going to turn into mending thread, to be honest with you, because I've, like, destroyed this. I may do this in whites. That's how I feel about it. That face. It's reminding me of those like generated, which I'm pretty sure they've got to be air generated. It's the Barbie like dolls, and they're just making faces like that, which crack me up because I wish I had a Barbie that made that face. And their hair usually looks like raggedy. Like that's a doll that's been like dragged around and maybe done hit the water and her hair's all matted and she just looks like she's tired of life. And I'm like, same. Like, for real. I gotta stop. Anyway, yeah. Stash. Like this. So, this is good. I like it. I think it works really well for this. I don't even know how you would like determine the size of the pattern. Like, how do you size it? How do you say, oh, it's this size? I don't know. I do now wonder. I don't think I'm going to be able to untangle this any further. I do wonder what would happen if I blew up. Like, it would just be lacier though, right? Like, that's just what would happen. Okay. Anyway, I need to stop thinking out loud. But, like I said, this, of all of them, and like best for last, right? Truly. Of all of the ones that I've used, this might be like honestly my favorite, which kind of sucks because I think it only comes in 2 colors. So like this would be awesome in some like purple or green or like a really brilliant like royal blue or even not a navy, okay? Because ew. But like some bright jewel tones. I'm trying not to sneeze. It'd be great. So, okay. My questions for you is, do you have any of this? Hopefully not in this form. Okay. It's the, like I said, it's the DMC Spécial Dentelles size 80. It's really giving like sewing thread, but it's like fat sewing thread. I do, between me, you, and the wall, I do have this like desire to get some sewing thread and do this with it and just see what it looks like comparatively, which is bonkers. Okay. I would have to get like 100% cotton sewing thread though, I think. Or like linen, like a thread, like a fiber, a natural fiber. I don't think a poly blend would work out real well for this because I think it might spring too much. Anyway, have you used it? Have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen any of this before? Let me know. You can, if you want to see these not like a mess, oh, the black is a mess, you can scroll into the post below. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that link that's at the top and it'll send you over to Patreon. But you'll be able to see the finished foray. You'll be able to see the spools. You'll be able to get a link that will lead you somewhere to them. A note, it does lead you to the UK site. I couldn't find the US site for this. And yeah, that's it. So, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I can't do anymore. This is what happens when I like make a bunch of videos in a row. My brain just starts to be like, what do you want me to do? It's the bad reception, right? That's what it is. It's the bad reception. So anyway, pictures, links, also links to my stuff. And because this is something I designed, this is actually done. It is not, it is on my website, but it is hidden right now. It is hidden because I don't have any copy for it. I need to write some copy and I haven't gotten around to it. I need to do a lot of things that I haven't gotten around to, and I have no idea when they're going to happen at this point because school has officially started and my brain is, well, it's not started yet, but it's about to. My brain is like out of it. And life has been like really rough, and I don't even know that for a fact, but I can feel it coming. Because school, friends, because school. And this is just it's gonna be bad. And that's okay. That's why we recorded these in advance. So I didn't have to think about or worry about this stuff. But because you stayed to the end of my random ramblings, as one does, what are we doing tomorrow? Well, Survey says the planner, we are going to do Monday motivation. We're going to try to be motivated and in good spirits, and we're just gonna go with that, okay? Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I do know it's going to be so much though. I'm trying really, past me is trying really hard not to think about this because it's about to go down. So hopefully it's not downhill because I don't know what I'm going to do if it does. Good thoughts, friend. Good thoughts. So thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching my channel. Thanks for being a patron. Thanks for listening to me randomly talk about string and other things that come to mind and all that jazz and huzzah, because huzzah. And yeah, I'm gonna go now. I don't think this is going to untangle, and yeah, my nose is itching too. I gotta go. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye, my lovelies, and I will catch you on the chatter tomorrow.